Let's make some steak and peppers for supper. I am using stew meat, some onions, and peppers, obviously. Now, you can use whatever meat you want, but this is what we had in the freezer, and this is what we're going to use. Plus, the hard work is already done for me. It's already cut and ready to go. But those aren't. Let's grab our oil and pour. First things first, we're going to take our meat and we're going to put it in the bowl and season her up. All right, we got our meat in a bowl. Now let's season. And here is what I'm going to use. Again, like I've said in the past, season with your heart. I don't really care for much pepper, so, you know, we don't do a lot. Yeah. Now let's add a little garlic salt. Not too much. We don't want it too salty. Now our favorite seasoning. I use the Capful. What's a little steak without, you know, steak sauce? Can't forget the Wash Your Sister sauce. Now let's find us a spoon. Man, I hate this drawer. Favorite one. Now let's mixy. Gonna be good. Now, depending on what kind of steak you're using, you might want to use meat tenderizer, but I think we're good. Actually, I went through and I don't even have any meat tenderizers, so guess what's going on the grocery list? We're gonna let this sit for as long as possible. In the meantime, let's cut these bad boys. All right, grab yourself a cutting board. If anybody has any tips on how to avoid this curvature from the dishwasher, please let me know. I have to do them in the dishwasher because otherwise they don't get clean enough. They are kind of greasy yet, so any tips and tricks would be fabulous because this gets annoying. Let's start with our peppers. Now that I got them gutted, let's get them diced. Now that we got our peppers all cut up, let's get our oil heated up. Time to add the peppers. Gotta use our favorite seasoning. And just a little garlic salt. While our peppers are sizzling, let's go chop some onions. Now, the million-dollar question is, will we cry? I win, no crying. Now let's add them to the peppers. Let's get a little more seasoning in there. Just a little bit more salt. Garlic salt. Now we mix. And listen to that sizzle. I'm going to add a little bit of white pepper to this. Just a little. We're going to keep on cooking until the onions are translucent or pretty close. Okay, this doneness is about perfect. We're going to remove this from the pan and get our meat going. Let's add a little bit more oil and add the meat. Now you can cook these as much as you want or as little as you want. It all depends on how well you like it done. All right, that looks good and done. We're gonna turn this down and we're gonna add this back into here. Now let's mixy. Whoops. Now we need some honey, beef bouillon cubes, and some de agua. Here's the fun and messy part. We are going to add some honey to our kettle. And once again, you measure with your heart. Not with these. All right, let's unwrap about 4 of these. No, they are not candy. It's beef bouillon cubes. Okay, so I did 6 bouillon cubes. Now let's add some water. And stir. Now let's cover this and let it simmer for a while. Let's do a little taste test to see what else we may or may not need. Oh, that's gonna be so good. Now I'll show you my hack for minute rice. We cannot have soy sauce, so this has been a challenge of trying to figure out how to make rice so it's not bland. And I have finally figured it out. You're going to need some butter, and chicken bouillon cubes. Now that is where I started. Then I started playing some more with some seasonings and stuff. Now I also use pineapple. Doesn't matter if it's crushed, chunks, whatever. However you want to do it. But pineapple, you're still going to need some water, but you also use the pineapple juice. Some chives and parsley flakes. Let's get our water in there. I got about 2 cups of water. For butter, you want to do at least 1 tablespoon per cup of rice you're going to make. This is what I had available in the fridge, so this is what we're going to use. Let's add our pineapple. I'm going to do 6 chicken bouillon cubes. Let's take the wrappers off first, though. Now we're going to add an entire box, which is 14 ounces, of minute rice. And stir. We're going to add some parsley flakes. However much you want. I mean, it kind of just makes it look pretty, but whatever. And some chopped chives. Now that we did the mixy, we are going to turn this off and let it sit. I choose not to remove it from the heat, but that's up to you. I like my food staying warm. Now, if you want to leave this runny, this is perfect. Otherwise, you're going to want to add either some flour or some cornstarch to thicken it up. All depends on what you want. All right, everything is done. Now we're going to dish up. Oh my gosh, it looks and smells delicious. Now, let's taste test. Hot. Oh my god. So good. Go make yourself some. Enjoy.